Hold on tight, Buttercup. We're kicking off the week with logistics. The Denier and Valoon player races have now been added to the character creator. The new dungeon, Befallen Forge, is now accessible. Introduce the option to purchase freeholds. For the current testing phase, you'll need to reach level 20, and each freehold will cost 100 gold. They rolled out several updates and fixes for rangers, bards, tanks, clerics, and mages. Fixed an issue that prevented deceased combatants from being resurrected. Fixed an issue where fall damage was being applied prematurely before the player actually hit the ground. Improved the behavior for a range of enemies. Significantly reduced the HP multiplier for 3- and 4-star elite enemies. Improved the distribution of glint to more effectively manage inventory limits. Resolved a bug that caused items to not be properly listed in the marketplace. Resolved a crash issue related to gatherables. Introduced a launch fee for caravans. Addressed several bugs affecting the placement and transition of caravans from water to land. Resolved an issue that caused crashes when viewing cargo inventories. Increased the node experience required for leveling up significantly. Repositioned workbenches in select node layouts. Mounts now need line of sight to be interacted with. Mounts can now only be summoned at or below your own height. Corrected an issue that allowed mounts to be dismounted through walls. Resolved an issue that allowed multiple turn-ins for the quest tower and the wolf. Resolved multiple bugs in the Hills Have Knives and Titans Ring events. Resolved an issue that prevented the Horns of Betrayal event from granting its intended rewards. Removed several freeholds with problematic surrounding terrain. Extended the growth time for freehold gatherables from 4 to 12 hours and reduced the yield from 15 to 8. Enhanced the visuals for freehold gatherables during their growth phases and updated the visuals for gathering them. Enhanced the environment in and around Cephalian, Daragal, Sandsquall Desert, and Church of the Seven Stars. Resolved an issue that caused the lumber mill northeast of Briarmore to float. Fine-tuned the audio cues for when your health is low. Lowered the frequency of audio cues for wolves and skinwalkers. Addressed an audio bug that occurred when transitioning between indoor and outdoor locations. Revamped the visuals for both the map and mini-map. Clarified various lobby UI elements to improve understanding while waiting to connect to a realm. Eliminated quest callouts from the chat log. Updated the respawn point in the Befallen Forge. Resolved an issue where players were incorrectly taking damage from the bridge in the Befallen Forge. Resolved an issue where the resurrect feature was not consistently functioning. Pirate Software has finally addressed Narc's unfounded claims. In case you missed it, a few weeks ago, Narc released a video alleging that Pirate Software and his guild Actual Pirates partnered with another large guild called Heroes to take over both Halcyon and Winstead, which would oust Narc as mayor. Narc claimed to have proof, even sharing a screenshot of an internal Discord message from Maldavius aka Pirate Software to his guildmates in Actual Pirates. If the screenshot is genuine, Pirate Software encouraged Halcyon citizens to vote for him, and those who were not Halcyon citizens were advised to become Winstead citizens and vote for Music Maker HQ, the leader of Heroes. Narc also claimed that both Actual Pirates and Heroes left Winstead and moved to New Ela after losing the elections in Winstead. So what's Pirate Software's take on all this? Pirate Software and his second-in-command, Kronos, addressed this during one of his live streams. Pirate Software stated that many content creators were using his name to stir up drama and boost their views. They mentioned that Narc was one of the worst offenders and not very good at it. They also mentioned that their plans for Actual Pirates and the Lineth server were never secretive. Pirate Software has a clear message for Narc.
Tell better lies. These lies are shit. They're really shit. I expect better from you.
So here's the kicker. The real truth is that this entire scenario was orchestrated by Pirate Software himself. There's a reason he averages 15,000 viewers per stream. He's a masterful storyteller. So how did Narc, and the other content creators fit in. They're all secretly goblins, Thor worshippers, and dedicated Pirate Software viewers. And as it turns out, Narc himself is actually, drumroll please, Kronos, Pirate Software's second in command and best friend. How can that be, you might ask? Kronos is British and Narc is, well,
one fat, bald retard covering a game that will never release.
I don't know about you, but I've never seen a picture of the so-called Kronos. I'll share more on that another time. Phase 2 began with a 5-hour delay due to launcher-related bugs. As an early Christmas present, alpha testers were granted access to Alpha 2 until the morning of January 6th. This also means there won't be any major updates until after the holidays. Steven did issue a warning regarding event rewards.
Please be aware, if you participate in an event and get XP, we can see that. If you are AFK in an event and get XP, we can filter for that as well. If it happens every now and then, it is what it is. But when we run a search and see some characters have 30% of their total gained XP by an event where they have no participation, that is exploiting. Do not participate in this, as it will not end well for your character.
Over the weekend, multiple server restarts occurred due to crashes, as well as adjustments to monster populations and resource spawners. When it comes to resources, people can be incredibly ruthless. I spent the weekend mastering the ways of the cleric. In comparison to the bard, the cleric is predictably more focused on healing and less on DPS. I also felt a bit stationary. The bard was fluid, dancing through battle. In contrast, the cleric is forced into melee range with their scepter, and many of their spells have cast times that slow down their movement. At the moment, the bard remains my favorite. I'll leave you with words from Steven.
With the start of Phase 2, we have introduced early versions of our Freeholds and Marketplaces features, with 3 new nodes expanding the Desert Zone, the Befallen Forge, 2 new races with the Dunir and Valoon, along with our treasure hunting system. These are just a few of the new content features we have introduced at the start of Phase 2. They will be polished and fleshed out as we progress into Phase 2, along with new features and content that are planned for January. The full patch notes will be posted shortly for today's build. I'd like to express thanks to each of you on behalf of the team for your hard work and dedication in helping us bring Ashes to life. During Phase 1, we learned much about our stability and performance. We went from death walls to 250+ player battles with thousands of NPCs on the same workers. We went from dozens of worker crashes during our first weekends to 0 the last few weekends. We saw realm pop limits at 2,000 during our first weekends to now supporting 5,000+ per realm. In recognition of the amazing effort that our testers have provided during Phase 1, I am pleased to announce that I have decided to keep the realms up from December 20th until January 6th